Hi everyone, I'm George Jackson with GovExec TV, and today's 5 questions on site at AUSA's annual meeting and exposition in Washington, D.C. are with Dr. Eric Gans, Business Development Director for Advanced Technology and Ground Platforms at Mercury Systems. Sir, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, George. Happy to be here.
So let's kick off with just a foundational question about Mercury itself. From my understanding, supply chain, a big part of your portfolio. You've been called kind of the Intel inside for hundreds of defense systems. Just give our audience a little background on Mercury, who you are, and how you integrate with the Army community.
Okay, great. Yeah, so Mercury is at heart a technology company. It's really focused on processing at various points in the supply chain and the platforms themselves. We provide processing at the edge and centralized processing where it's needed for mission-critical applications. And we do that in a safe and secure manner and following open standards, which is a big theme of this show, CMOS and other open standards compliance. So really we work with our customers and partners to find the proper processing solution, meeting the various needs where is needed in that platform.
So processing, safe and secure, open standards, there's a lot of capability in your portfolio that applies to those areas. What are some of the capabilities you're currently providing to Army?
Yeah, as an example, we do edge processing. So we hear a lot about GPUs in the community now to handle AI applications, among others. So we have solutions that'll sit right next to the imager, for example, and provide you actionable information very quickly and timely, for that platform, for that operator. And really you have to work with the confines of those platforms, architectures, and other constraints to deliver that mission-critical information appropriately. So edge processing is a critical one. We also have centralized processing. Example, some of our products behind me here, CMOS-compliant mission processors that really host a variety of capabilities on that platform as a centralized processing solution as well. So really all throughout. And really different types. So we support processing in the form of, you mentioned GPUs, CPUs, FPGAs, among others. And we do that in various form factors. So you can imagine on the module level, on a card level, or on a full box level. So it really depends on the requirements platform, where we're integrating, and we'll meet those needs appropriately.
A lot of new acronyms on the floor here, always at AUSA. One of them that we're talking about is AMCS. What is that? Explain it. How does it have to do with what Mercury builds or executes for the Army?
Got it. So thank you. That's one of our flagship programs. We'll be entering qualification on the Aviation Mission Commons server in early 2025, so soon to be a production level item. And that's really an interesting product that we're developing for PO Aviation, specifically PMSA, to support replacing the integrated data modem on those platforms with something that's essentially about 40 times the capability and open standard compliant.
Wow.
So what is that going to do for you? That's really going to provide an analogy that we've liked to use is the iPhone for these specific platforms, because you have such a level of processing and interfaces available. You're monitoring all the activities on that platform. You can provide DVE capability, AI, threat recognition, among others, and really open standard compliant allows you to load different applications and not change the box, but really bring out enhanced capabilities from that box to the operators and to the platform itself.
You touched on some of these themes, I'll call them already, but the Army is really engaged on new threats, on new technologies, on developments in warfare, but also providing insight, services, access at the edge specifically. Talk about the edge as it applies to our conversation and where you come in.
Yeah, and really there's a tremendous amount of sensors on all these platforms. And what fundamental problem now, there's just too much data to be processed at a central point. So what we've done is we staggered the processing within these platforms to pull out what's critical from those individual sensors and send only the most relevant and critical information to the centralized computing platform. And that's really a requirement fundamentally because there's just too much data to move around. And we're finding the best ways to move that data appropriately, efficiently, and within the constraints platform, and provide, as I say, actionable information out. You don't want to overwhelm the operator with all this imagery, RF data, among others. And the edge processing really helps that by putting that intelligence close to the sensor, so the sensor is providing really what matters most, timely and critical.
In all of my conversations here at AUSA over the past decade or more, I always get a sense of the community of this group. I mean, there are tens of thousands of people here in Washington, D.C., but the Army's mission wouldn't advance without contributions from a lot of different players. You taught me a new term before we went on the air, hardware subsystems provider. What does that mean? What does it say about your role in the defense contracting landscape?
Yeah, I mean, really, it's about collaboration, right? So this is a subsystem that works with a larger entity. And that's fundamentally both electronics and software. So a lot of the things we've been working on with the community is to take existing products that we have and host new capabilities in the form of software or AI capability, for example, to really enhance what's already on that platform. A lot of these boxes and or recorders or mission processors have a footprint in these platforms, and being open standard compliant, ready to accept new capabilities. So we're always looking for other companies and collaborators to say, we have this footprint, we have this processing, safe and secure capability on this platform. What other features can you integrate on there from a software perspective to increase the utility of what's already there? So rather than constantly changing out the box or upgrading it, this can be done organically through a software load or other update, for example. And that's really opening the eyes to our operators and our customers of new things that can be done in a very timely manner.
Dr. Eric Gans, Business Development Director for Advanced Technology and Ground Platforms at Mercury Systems. Sir, thanks so much.
Thank you.
That was today's 5 questions. For GovExec TV, I'm George Jackson. Have a great day.